What's going on, Sacktown viewers? I'm Ray,
I'm Jared.
and today is another episode of our Sacktown podcast.
So today, me and Ray have this episode that we've wanted to do for obviously since the draft. But so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing this for all 32 NFL teams. But today we just decided to do the Niners because it's our favorite team, and I guess people have been asking for us to do a team review of the Niners after the draft. So we're just going to go over the draft. We're going to grade the picks. We're going to see how the players are going to affect the team. Then we're going to go a team overview, and then lastly we're going to predict how we think the team is going to do. So today we're just going to do the Niners because it's our favorite team, and that's pretty much all there's to say. You want to?
Okay, a couple of mentions before we start the podcast. A big shout out to one of my dad's co-workers, Art Gueyger. I've met him a couple times. He's such a great guy, and he got me a graduation gift. It's an Ahkello Witherspoon jersey. It's the We Salute Army jersey. Excited about it. I'm very
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm really thankful for it. I think Ahkello Witherspoon's a guy that's going to have a breakout year, especially with this new pass rush he got. But that's beyond the fact. Let's get into the episode today. You can start it off, Jared.
So the first pick in the draft, the Niners selected edge rusher Nick Bosa, guy from Ohio State. If you guys been watching our videos, this is somebody that me and Ray, or just talk to us in general, this is somebody that me and Ray have been drooling over since the end of last season. We love this guy. I mean, it's kind of like what not to love. He's the most polished player, and right now the most polished player coming out of the draft. So he's the guy he has the guy that has the least bust potential, if that makes sense. He's a guy he may not be the best player in the draft, although I think he will, but he's a guy that's gonna not fail, if that makes sense. Like Kyler Murray has bust potential. I think got Josh Allen bust potential, Metcalf bust potential, but I don't think Bosa has any bust potential. Like even if Bosa doesn't become the player that we think he's going to be, he'll at least be like a rotational piece. He's got great technique coming out of college. He's got good power moves. He can line up inside, outside. He can pretty much do just about everything. I've even seen him cover a couple of running backs, but obviously that's not his strength. He's physical. He's tough. He's a hard worker. He's got good genes, being a brother of Joey Bosa. And then his dad got drafted too. My favorite thing about him is how polished he is in his technique, his hands and his hips. I see him when he's going up against like a tackle or something like that. He can bend his body all the way around and get to the quarterback like it's nothing. Like I don't really see that players coming out of college. So I'm gonna rate this pick an A. I think the reason why I'm not giving it an A plus is because he had the injury, and that's a little bit of a concern. Although he says he's healthy, so I'm gonna take his word for it. But whenever you draft a player that has been hurt, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. But I think he'll be fine. Was it a core injury?
I think it was a hip injury.
Okay. Well, yeah. So at least it wasn't like a knee injury or a leg injury or something like that. So he's got great technique. He's got great footwork. He's got one weakness is that his first step isn't very good. He's not very explosive, but he can work on that. So yeah, I give him an A, and he's my favorite player in the draft, even before the Niners picked him up.
Yeah, I mean, same thing comes from me. I think over the past couple of weeks, I know I had Quinn Williams as my number one prospect, but I think Nick Bosa kind of took the cake from him. The fact that we were able to pick the best player in the draft that also is the biggest need for us is just amazing. I'm gonna give this an A plus. I know he's had the injury, but it's football. Anybody could get injured. I'm looking at his potential and what he's gonna bring to the team. His first step, I don't think is really that bad, but you got on the other side of him is going to be D Ford, who has one of the best first steps in the league. So those two combined with DeForest Buckner and Solomon Thomas or Eric Armstead in the middle, our defensive line is going to be so good. Niner fans, Niner faithful, just wait. Niner Empire, just
By
wait.
the way, let's just a disclaimer: assume health. Okay, we're assuming health here. Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be stacked. Trust me.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say about it.
It's
Defensive line is going to be a little crowded. Some players might not get some reps. But Bosa's gonna benefit from playing next to D Ford and DeForest Buckner, great pass rushers. So I think he'll have a great career. So the second pick.
Before, I know there's a lot of controversy with all the tweets he had and everything, and I think we got to cut him a little bit of slack. He was 16 years old, and he was liking like racial pics or whatever. I understand that's not cool, and when you have such a big name like the Bosa name, you want to try to stay out of the bad public eye. But he was 16 years old. He was he was still immature. Give him a break, Niner fans. Let's see what he does on the field, not like his tweets and stuff.
I don't give a fuck about what he tweets when he was 16. I don't care. The guy's a grown man. He can do what he wants as long as it's not affecting the team. And so far, it's not. It's fine. He can tweet whatever he wants. I don't care about his political stuff. I don't care about any of that. I just care about, can you stay healthy and can you produce in the field like we already think you're going to. I think he's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, assuming he gets the snaps that he deserves. Only player that I could see getting close to it is Quinnen Williams or Josh Allen. So, whatever. Second pick, the Niners got Deebo Samuel.
Let me talk about Debo. Let me go first on this one. I got some stuff to say about Debo.
Okay.
Okay, so Niner fans, I get it. You guys wanted DK Metcalf or AJ Brown, but let's get it from a view of our actual team and like fit. Deebo Samuel is a perfect fit for Kyle Shanahan's system. I get that he's another slot receiver, and we already have a lot of them. But I think with a little bit of tweaking or working, we can make him into our number one receiver. He has good speed, good agility. He's very similar to Dante Pettis. But he's bigger and stronger. And this guy is a yak machine. Now, if you don't know what yak is, it's yards after catch. So like George Kittle last year was a yak machine. This guy is going to be a yak machine. If he could stay healthy and produce like we want him to, a good lineup of him at number one, Pettis at number two. We can have like Goodwin or Jordan Matthews in the slot. George Kittle at tight end. It's going to be scary. But that's what I give this. I give it an A minus. I think maybe AJ Brown could have been a little better, but I give it an A minus. With fit and everything, he's going to be a great guy on the team.
See, here's the thing: is that I completely agree with you about. I like him so much. I'm still thinking about Metcalf. Like, hold on one sec.
But here, one thing about Metcalf that I want you guys to know: if he was
hold on, wait, stop. One second. This part out. All right.
Sorry for the technical difficulties if you've gotten this far into the video.
Go on.
Okay. Here's the thing about Metcalf. We understand the crazy things he did at the combine, but get off the DK hype. He was injured twice in college. His numbers weren't even that good. I get that he's an athletic freak.
Stop.
Wait. But if he was so good, he would not have dropped to almost the third round.
Stop. Ray. You just said so many wrong things. I'm out there. Okay. Let's just. All right. Look. I agree with you. I'm not arguing about drafting Samuel over Metcalf. I think honestly, I don't care who would have gotten. It doesn't matter. Kyle Shanahan's gonna use it. Kyle Shanahan is gonna do whatever he wants, and he's gonna make him look really good. Okay. But one. Wide receivers don't get drafted high. That has nothing to do with Metcalf. Wide receivers don't get drafted high for a reason because it's a skill position, and this draft was loaded with defensive players, a couple of quarterbacks, and offensive linemen. Wide receiver is not a high-impact position like people think it is. That's for one. For two, the lack of numbers is not indicative of him. It's indicative of the way they Ole Miss misutilized him the whole entire year. He was used as a decoy for his teammate the whole entire year because he was so fast and so strong. So his numbers were down because he was used as a decoy and didn't get the ball as much as he should have. So I don't want to hear people saying that he's just a combine machine. No, he got drafted in the second round because Deebo Samuel got drafted in the second round. Nobody's saying anything about him. So
But he was second round. He was in the high. Deebo Samuel was in the high second round, and that's where he was projected. DK Metcalf was projected to be like a top 15 pick, and he dropped all the ways down to almost the third round. And I'm not saying I think he could be a great player, but look at he tested horribly in his 3-cone and in his agility skills. I'm just saying I think Deebo Samuel was the safer pick.
Yeah.
DK can have a high upside, but he has an attitude. I don't think he'd fit well in the locker room. I'm glad with Deebo.
He's Calvin Johnson. He's Calvin Johnson if he learns how to catch.
Don't compare him to Calvin. Don't do that.
I said if he learns how to catch, he's Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson ran better routes. He was bigger.
He was not bigger.
DK 6'3". Calvin was what, 6'5", almost 6'6"?
I'm saying, okay, let's. I'm tired of talking about DK. Let me just say this. DK Metcalf was made like he was built in a lab. The guy's a freaking freak. But I agree. Samuel was the right pick. I gave him an A-. Safer pick. But I disagree with the Metcalf haters. People are just taking his combine and thinking that it's a. I don't get how it's a negative to have one of the best combines in NFL history. That's not a negative. That's a positive. But, yeah, it's from. I mean, I don't know a lot about Deebo Samuel, but what I do know is that if he can get put under the right coach, he'll be fine. Kyle Shanahan, Julio Jones had 1,000-yard seasons every single year when he was with Shanahan. I mean, that's Julio Jones is a monster, but so, so I just we got Pettis, Samuel. I wanted a bigger receiver, but we got Jordan Matthews. So, which leads into the next pick. The Niners got Jalen Hurd. Yeah, Hurd, right?
Yeah.
I ranked that a C+. That, to me, that was the worst pick the Niners made in the draft. I don't think he's that special and that talented enough to where he warranted that pick. And I say that because the Niners have enough receivers right now. Just going by depth chart, Pettis can ball. Goodman can ball. Matthews can ball. According to you, Samuel can ball. Taylor can ball. Kendrick Bourne can ball. They were all under Kyle Shanahan. They all had pretty decent seasons, and that's not including the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo was injured. So I don't know if drafting another wide receiver was really a need when they could have gotten somebody else. They could have got a corner or a position of need. But that's pretty much it. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's going to do work. We have 4 running backs. We have 3 tight ends, I believe, and now we have a lot of receivers. Someone's getting cut. There's no way they can keep all these guys. So I get it a C+.
So I kind of disagree with you in a little bit. Now, he was a surprise pick for me, but learning more about him and watching more tape about him, I kind of like the pick. Now, I gave this either a B or a B-. Now, here's why. Jalen Hurd is 6'4", almost 6'5", okay? He is going to be a red zone threat that we don't have. We do not have a single red zone threat on our team. Pettis isn't. Jordan Matthews, but we haven't seen him he hasn't produced very well in a while. This guy is younger, and I think he's going to be a stud. He has a lot of potential. Now, hear this. This guy could play running back, which I really don't care if he does or not, but he could play tight end and receiver. And this is why I like it. Say we're running a 2-receiver, 2 tight end slot. We could put Kittle on the right and him on the left, which it just sounds so amazing that we can have a wide receiver line up as a tight end because it's basically like we have 3 receivers, 1 tight end. I think he's going to work wonders with Kyle Shanahan, and I think Kyle Shanahan is going to squeeze every single. That was weird. Why'd I do that? But he's gonna squeeze like all the potential out of this guy, Jalen Hurd, and I think in a couple of years we're gonna look back and it's gonna be similar to Kittle. I think we're gonna be like, wow, we got him in the 3rd round. But we're gonna
Yeah.
have. But I give it
assuming the fact that if Kyle Shanahan does make it work using that reasoning, that's fine. I'll change my opinion, but you can't. If he were drafted elsewhere, I don't believe he would have the hype around him that he has because he has Kyle Shanahan as his coach. But we'll see. 4th round, Niners got this guy whose name I don't dare try to pronounce. Mitch.
Mitch
Mike Wazowski. I don't give a fuck. Punter.
this first.
I actually rate this a B. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so the Niners let go of Bradley Pinion. He was an awesome punter. Not that punters really can mean a whole lot, but they can win games for you. Having a good punter is nice. But Pinion wanted too much money. He wanted way too much money for a punter. So they got a punter in the 4th round. I mean, he's cheap. He's a rookie. I mean, really, they got a punter for cheap. That's legit. All I know about him is that he's a punter, and I've seen him punt a little bit. He has a strong leg.
So let me talk about this here. Let me talk about this. Niner fans, I know everybody's hating on this pick, but do not worry. I understand we took him in the 4th round, but think about it. We traded down a little bit, so we did receive some picks for that first pick we had, and then we picked him. So it's not like we just got him for like nothing really. Not just that, there was rumors that the Patriots were going to pick him. And if you look, the Patriots picked a punter in the 5th round. So it is likely that they would have picked him. Now, here's why I like this pick. This guy has a great mixture of hang time and distance, which a lot of punters don't have. They either have good hang time or good distance. Now, punting obviously isn't that crucial, but it can be. Punting can be. If you need to pin somebody down deep, this guy's the right guy to do it. I've seen a lot of tape, not a lot, but I've seen some good tape on him.
You've seen a lot of tape. Yeah, Ray. You've seen a lot of tape on Mike Wazowski.
Hey, but wait, don't disrespect the man. He ran a 4.71 as a punter. He's Kyle Shanahan and our specialist coach. They're gonna run some crazy 4th down plays for him. I'm telling you.
Ray.
No,
for one,
Jared, listen to me. If you look up, he actually has highlights of him running the ball on 4th down. I'm being serious. And he's gonna.
I know.
He's gonna run kickoffs for us, which we really needed because Robbie Gould can't do it that well. And with Pinion gone,
I gave him a B.
Huh?
I gave him a B. I'm not disrespecting him.
I'm not saying that you're disrespecting him. I'm just saying. Let me talk a little bit, but I give this pick a B plus as well. I think we could have gotten a corner maybe, but I'm not too worried about our corners. I'll talk about that later. But for me, Mitch Wishnowsky, not Mike Wazowski, is a B plus for me and a B for Jared. So don't hate on the pick, Niner fans. I know a lot of Niner fans hate it, but also I think the Niners really did this for Reggie Cobb. Rest in peace to Reggie Cobb. As you guys know, he was our scout. He passed away. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and it's really been a tough stretch for Niners, especially John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. But he really wanted this guy a lot, so I think the Niners did this pick for him. I guess sometimes you need to put the team over stuff like that, but I think he's a good player, and if we're doing it for the right cause, I'm happy with it.
I mean, I don't give a fuck about his 40-yard dash time. As long as he can punt the ball and maybe convert on a couple of 4th downs, I'm cool with it. Like I said, right. I'm surprised you didn't bring the fact that he's cheap. Bro, he's cheap.
Well, that too. He's in rookie contract
for
3 years.
He's cheap. Yeah, so 5th fifth round pick.
Talk about this guy first.
Huh?
Can I talk about this guy first?
I kind of want to get into it first, just like, because I have some interesting points to say about this guy.
This guy's probably my favorite pick in the draft.
Over Bosa?
No. But I mean, like, out of our later picks, I'm really excited about him.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I believe he was our fifth round pick. Dre Greenlaw.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas, baby. Wait, let me be right back. Arkansas Razorbacks, baby. Woo-hoo. Okay, but
That was cringy.
Dre Greenlaw, outside linebacker from Arkansas. I did not know who this guy was. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but when I started watching highlights on him, I knew who he was. He's a little undersized. I'm not gonna lie, and he had a bad 40 at his pro day. But when you watch him on film, this guy is fast. He is a ball hawk. He gets so many interceptions. He strips the ball so well. He's a great tackler, and he's gonna take over the Sam outside linebacker position. So if I'm expecting Malcolm Smith to teach him what he knows, and then Malcolm Smith will leave next year, and I think he could start next year. This guy, I'm telling you, he is a gem in the rocks, dude. This guy is gonna be good. He's gonna be good. If I had to say a player right now that I have to compare him to, I don't know. I'm trying to find a
Game Mosley.
No, we need a guy that's. I'm trying to think of like a really. Here, you talk about him, and I'll figure out my comp.
So I give his pick a B. For the simple reason is that it never hurts to upgrade linebacking depth. He's a run and chase linebacker, so he can tackle. I mean, that's really much there is. I mean, he's not gonna get a lot of reps. So because we have Ford, Warner, Smith, whoever else we decide to plug and play. He's just a tackler. He's nice. I mean, he's a B. I just like it because it's linebacking depth, and I mean, really that's all I say about it. I want to go on to the next pick though, because I'm gonna trash him.
Let me finish this real quick. I give him an A because I just think, like I said, he's gonna be a great player. I'll probably, if I had to compare him to anybody, maybe I don't know, maybe this is probably gonna be a bad comparison, but maybe Anthony Barr. But I'm telling you guys, watch out. I can see him maybe getting the starting role midway through the season for our outside linebacker. But go ahead, talk about the next guy.
Sixth round, tight end Caden Smith. I give his pick a D plus. I'm gonna trash on this pick. He's a tight end. For one, we don't need a tight end. Assuming your logic about how Kyle Shanahan can use Jalen Hurd as a tight end, that would mean we'd have George Kittle, Jalen Hurd. We still have. Do we have Selleck still?
Yeah, but he's a bum.
Huh?
Yeah, but he's a bum.
Okay, so we already have 3 tight ends, and I actually like Selleck in the red zone. He's a good red zone threat. So we have 3 tight ends, and we draft a tight end.
Selleck's a bum.
We draft a tight end.
Okay, Jared, let me talk. Caden Smith out of Stanford. I'm giving this pick a B. This guy, from what I've heard, he's probably one of the most underrated picks we had so far. He's okay. But it never hurts to bring in more depth. I guarantee you he'll outplay Selleck easily. And Jalen Hurd, yes, I said my logic, but I don't think he's going to be a starting tight end. I just think in a couple plays, if we need him to, he will be a tight end. I think Caden Smith will easily take over the second tight end for over Selleck. And then, Kyle Shanahan, he likes to run 2 tight end schemes. So Caden Smith's going to fit right into there. I give it a B. I think he's a good player. He has good potential. I think, Jared, you're just talking out of your ass right now, but
I'm not talking out of my ass. I don't like picks that where you could be addressing other needs and you draft a position that you already are talented at. Whatever. I mean, it's not like it's we could have got a.
cool. Selleck is not good. Selleck is a bum. He's old. We need to cut him. I'm telling you. I don't like Selleck.
Okay, so
He
right.
So with another 6th-round pick, we picked up Justin Skoll. I give this a B minus C plus. He I don't know why he dropped. If you look at his numbers, they're actually pretty good. I think it was in 400 snaps in the SEC. He only allowed 1 sack, and that was to Josh Allen. I think he's a little raw, but with Staley coaching him, he could take over. And McGlinchey, he might be the starting left tackle in a year or two.
Oh yeah,
maybe 2. I think he's a good player, so I go to B minus.
Oh yeah, dude, I gave his pick a B plus. I fucking love his pick. Like I said, if you're learning under Joe Staley and Mike McGlinchey, by the way, I'm just telling for everybody who's watching this podcast, you guys probably don't even know who Mike McGlinchey is. Mike McGlinchey will be a top 3 tackle in the league. I promise you, he will be a top 3 tackle in the league when it's all said and done. When this guy blocks, this guy blocks all the way downfield. He blocks the quarterback, and then he blocks the running backs all the way downfield.
Guy's the beast.
He's crazy. So I like getting another offensive lineman because unlike a tight end, having good offensive line depth is more important. Offensive linemen get injured all the time. It happens very frequently. So to have a raw tackle to develop under Joe Staley behind Staley, I like that because tackles get hurt and guards get hurt. So you want to get more depth at a position that actually matters in terms of having depth. I want Jimmy G to stay up. I don't want him to be on his back the whole season. So anything that can have anything to do with protecting him and giving him the opportunity to throw it down to Kittle for the touchdown or Pettis for the touchdown, that works for me. So that works.
Let's go to the last pick of the draft. In the 6th round, we picked Tim Harris, cornerback. I like this pick a lot. He is another raw potential guy, but if he tested so good at his pro day, he had a lightning fast 40-yard dash, and I think under Sherman and in a couple years, this guy could be a number 2 or 3 corner on our team. Give it A minus.
Okay. I give it a B. Because I saw his he's 6'2". It's freaking huge. He's 6'2". Like I said, like I was telling you earlier, we need offensive line depth, cornerback depth, obviously pass rush. So I thought this was a good 6th-round pick, honestly. I mean, he's tall, he's strong, he fits in Robert Saleh's system. He can play slot, he can probably play second cornerback if he can get, a little bit more polished. Sherman can help him with that. So, I give it a B. I mean, it's not really much to say about it. It's a 6th-round pick. You're not going to expect to get much out of it.
So before we go on to the next topic, I want to do a little thing. So last night or 2 nights ago, the Giants drafted with their 6th-round pick Corey Ballantyne. I believe he was a cornerback. Him and one of his friends from college were at a party celebrating, and they were both shot. Corey Ballantyne, he's okay. They say he should be fine in a couple weeks, but his friend Dwayne Simmons passed away, and that's just sad. He should have been drafted next year, and that's just so sad. So as a football fan and as a person, I think we should just give a little moment of silence for Dwayne Simmons.
Okay. Just on a side note, Giants took an L, but we're not talking about that right now. So we're gonna go over our team overview. I'm gonna hit mine up. Ray's gonna hit his up.
What? Give the draft overall grade. So
the 49ers drafted really it wasn't a very like it wasn't a very I don't know how to explain it. There wasn't a lot of depth
It was
to our
team
pick.
over high potential.
Yeah, so it was more of a fill the need, and we didn't get a lot of depth, but we got a bunch of star power, if that makes sense. Bosa and Samuel are gonna make instant impacts. Hurd, I don't think he'll really do much, but I think that Justin, that the offensive tackle, I'm excited for him. So I'm gonna give it a B plus. It's pretty good. I mean, I think Bosa himself could have made it an A.
Yeah.
But no draft is really perfect, so I'll give it a B. I'll give it an A minus actually. A minus.
I give it a B plus. I give it a B plus. I kind of like the idea of one high potential every round, like the best player available, like the Cardinals did. But I'm not gonna hate. We're going team need. Bosa, dude, you can't hate on a draft when you get Nick Bosa. Debo Samuel, like Hurd was. I like it kind of, but there were some other players. Mitch Winowski, I'm getting his jersey. Guy's gonna be a beast. I'm telling you.
Mike
Same,
Wazowski.
same with Dre Greenlaw, but overall, I think Bosa is going to be a Hall of Famer. I know that's hard to say now, but if he can stay healthy, our defense is going to be scary, and I think he's going to be one of the big. Dude,
So we're gonna go over our,
be a Hall of Famer too.
so we're gonna go over our team reviews, just go over and then a record, and then we're gonna see you guys later. So team review. So I think
You do offense, okay?
Huh?
You do offense. I'll do defense.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So record, I'm saying Niners are gonna go 9-7. They will definitely improve. If we stay healthy, I think even if we stay healthy, we didn't need Bosa to make the playoffs, or at least make noise in the playoffs last year. I think health is really important here. Just name the guys who are back. Garoppolo's back. McKinnon's back. We're getting a full season of Kittle in his prime after an historic season by a tight end.
Hart's back.
We're getting who?
Hart.
Yeah. So if I'm talking about offense here, I think our having 4 running backs is really that's scary. I'm telling you what, Kyle Shanahan made it work with a bunch of scrubs. And I'm just telling you now, Beathard is a scrub. Mullins, he's okay. We had injuries, man. Shanahan made it work with what little he had. Just give him a full season with a healthy Garoppolo, who I think can be a franchise quarterback. I don't know yet. I haven't seen him play a full season, so I can't give him that title yet. But he's shown he can be really good in what he's done so far. We got our 4 running backs, our 4-headed monster: Coleman, McKinnon, Breida, Mozart. They're all gonna have good years. Shanahan loves his running backs, so I think our running backs are gonna be so deadly. I don't get how teams are gonna stop it. Our receiving core is gonna be deep. We don't really have that one superstar, but if you take a look at the teams that win Super Bowls, none of them have superstar receivers. The Patriots didn't have a superstar receiver. Gronkowski wasn't even the best player on that team. Julian Edelman obviously won Super Bowl MVP, but Edelman's not a superstar. Edelman's just a really clutch player. So we have Goodwin. I love Goodwin. We have Matthews. He's tall, can catch passes in the red zone. Pettis is improving. He might be a Pro Bowler this year. Debo Samuel, yeah.
Heard.
Who I'm most excited for this year? I'm excited for Garoppolo. I'm excited for Mike McGlinchey. That kid is amazing. He's amazing. And then I'm excited to see Jerick McKinnon. I haven't got to see him play. So, I know Kittle's going to be good. I've seen who I want to see play. Top 10 offense. 9-7. We'll make the wild card. That's as far as I think we'll go. But that's good as terms of a rebuilding season and turning it around.
So where do you rank our offense again?
Top 10.
Top 10, really? Okay. Defensively, this is where I think the Niners are going to have the most improvement. It all depends on Robert Saleh. But let's just say if everybody stays healthy on our defense and Robert Saleh does his job, I'm giving us a top 3 defense in the league. I know that sounds crazy, but I think we had the best pass rush in the league. I'm sorry. Nick Bosa coming straight out of college is going to have a huge impact. DeForest Buckner, in my opinion, is the best defensive tackle in the league already, other than Aaron Donald. Countering him, Solomon Thomas and Eric Armstead, they're both really good run stoppers. And then on the other side, D Ford, best first step in the league. He's going to tear it up, him and Nick Bosa. Linebackers, Quan Alexander, Fred Warner, and Dre Greenlaw. They're going to be studs, I'm telling you. Stud. Corners. I know there was a lot of hate on our corners. I know people said we need to draft some, but we have good corners, trust me. The reason why they looked so bad last year was because we had no pass rush. The quarterbacks had a lot of time to throw the ball, and no corner is going to look good when they have to keep running on the field. So and Sherman had a great year last year. People say he's old and he sucks. He is not. Plus, Sherman played hurt half of the year or the whole year he played hurt. So I think Sherman's going to have a great year. I think Jason Verrett is going to have a great year. And I think Akilla Witherspoon, my guy, where is it? You see that?
I see
Akilla Witherspoon's going to have a great year. But and Travarius Moore, don't sleep on him. He's a good pick. We picked him last year in the draft. DJ Reed, Antoine Exum, Adrian Colbert, Jimmy Ward, Jaquezie Tart. We have a lot of depth in the safety. We don't have a star. Tart's pretty good, but I'm giving the top 3 defense, and I'm actually giving the Niners an 11-5 record. I think we take the cake in the NFC West, but the NFC West is going to be scary this year.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the best in the league.
Yeah, I mean that's the one player that I'm.
I know 11-5 sounds a little high, but I think the Rams, even though they made it to Super Bowl last year, are going to have a bad year. Not bad, but like not as good as last year.
A down season, yeah.
Yeah. Cardinals still have things to work out. Kyler Murray, I don't think is going to come up. It's just super electrifying. And the Seahawks, I don't know.
Well, the Seahawks are just Russell Wilson and then everybody else. So, I mean, I think that's it. I mean, really, we're really excited for this upcoming season. I was thinking that we could do some live reactions to Niners, like a live stream maybe to a Niners game. I think that would be dope. But just for now, thank you for watching.
Shout out to Art Gueyger again for the jersey, man.
Thank you to everybody who's been asking for the Niners video. Fuck the Cowboys. Fuck the Raiders. Fuck the Ben McAdoo. Fuck the Giants.
Can we talk about the Giants and the Raiders real quick? Actually, we'll save it. We'll save it.
I'm going to get on the Giants and the Raiders so hard next video. This video is a positive video. I don't want to turn it into a negative video because we're on positive vibes up here. In the Bay, we're building something. We're building a culture. That's the main thing. And Niners can have all this talent. We're building a culture. No matter how shitty we are, Niners got one of the best cultures in football because we never fucking fold over. Period.
After Reuben Foster, the team they're looking for chemistry guys and they're looking for good locker room guys. And I think we have the best locker room in the NFL. Thank you for watching, though. Leave a like and comment.
Peace out, Niner Nation.
Niner Empire.